So the theme we had on Monday and then at Mindful Monday was about awareness. And I thought we'd continue that this week because, we could do a whole year on awareness, but we'll stick to a week. And developing awareness and awareness of what you need and what you want, because they may or may not be the same thing. Like this morning, I want to lie down with the bolsters, but I know I need something a bit more energizing. You don't always need something more energizing when you want to lie down. Sometimes with fatigue, there needs to be a period of embracing and nurturing and nourishing, but at some point, most of us usually need a little bit of more energizing, even if it's brief and calibrated. So allow yourself a moment to arrive in your body, on this day, in this place, wherever you are. Notice the initial signals from your very being. Notice how your nervous system, notice what the craving is, what you want. And look beneath that and notice how you are as a body, as a whole being, and what you need. Have a little scan through, connecting all the parts, becoming whole again. And it's interesting, as you do that, you might reveal discomfort. As you turn the awareness up, what's really going on reveals itself. Or you might reveal tension and you can soften. And linger a little longer. Noticing, experiencing, being. And then take a deeper breath and perhaps visualize that spreading through your whole body, your whole self. And again, maybe take the arms up with it. Like a morning stretch. Well, it is a morning stretch. And have a little wiggle. Doesn't matter what you do, bring some movement with awareness of what you want and what you need. So you might find some gentle twists, wringing out the spine from the night of hopeful stillness. My bed never looks like I've been still. It looks like I've had a party. Perhaps bring in some side bends, keeping it fluid. And they might be tiny, these movements. You might be lying flat. You might have micro movements. That's okay. Anything goes. I have this issue that nights I really sleep badly. The fitted sheet pops off the corner. Doesn't matter what sheet I use. It doesn't matter how long it is. It doesn't matter if I pin it down. My husband's sheet stays firmly fixed. And let that go. Come back to stillness. Notice again. Let your awareness trickle through your being. Notice again what's happened if you need to soften. If there are signals telling you what's going on that we're hiding. And come to the legs, so either seated or lying, have a little side to side. So you've got some movement at the hip joints, or taking some circles. It doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what it looks like. Just bringing some fluidity. And maybe take round angle, seated butterfly, or reclined if you're lying down. Your knees might be up here. You might hold them, put bolsters under them, or they might be lower down. No judgment. Well, you can judge it, but you can't judge it negatively. Well, you might. But noticing where your legs like to be, how your hips are in that position, and remembering if you are hypermobile to come back away from the edge. None of us should be right at the edge with this, especially first thing on a morning. I am not hypermobile, but I have bizarrely good flexibility in my hips compared to everything else, and I think it's because I sit cross-legged all of the time on the sofa. Having a little roll in a circle and noticing the sensation in the hip joints. And if you're sitting in a chair, you can still have the soles of the feet towards each other. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Maybe coming forwards a bit and back, but gently dynamic, gently fluid. Strong static holds are a very different thing to gentle fluidity. And then find a position of stillness again, whatever that looks like. Pause and linger. We're going to have some cat-cow, so you might stay seated, you might come to tabletop, or if you're lying down, you might go onto your side, because you can do cat-cow on your side. And if you want to have a slurp of your tea, please do, or coffee, or water, or whatever. If you're in tabletop, wrists below shoulders, knees below hips, noticing that before coming into the movement of the spine, and then tilting the pelvis, dropping the belly, lifting through the chest, tilting, rounding, chin to chest, speaking right into the microphone, and finding some fluidity in that. And move a bit more intuitively. You might have a little wiggle side to side or a figure of 8, whatever you're drawn to. And then gently pushing back to child's pose, or if you're seated, folding over a cushion, and you might have your knees together or you might take them wide. But find where you can linger. I bet the audio's changed now. Child's pose audio. Could tell a bedtime story from here. Better not stay here too long, given we wanted some energizing movement. Okay, come back up. I could stay in child's pose all day. I could live there. Okay, coming up to standing. So you can stay seated, you can stay lying down, or you can come standing. And if you come standing, you might want something to lean onto, to hold onto. I'm going to take my top off. It was like September coming down the garden this morning, which I suppose is not that surprising. It's not that far away. Okay, so first, find your mountain. A mountain pose is so overlooked. I kick my lovely fleeces to one side so I can feel the ground. Lift up one foot, then the other. You can do that even if you're lying down. Lift up each toe. Spread them as wide as your toes will go. And place them down. And have a little rock. Notice the shift in weight distribution as you rock side to side, backwards and forwards. And when we're teaching yoga teachers in training, we're telling them things like ground down through all corners, 4 corners of the feet. What does that mean? That means finding an equal spread through the feet, really. So have a wiggle, have a play, and linger. And take a breath up. And let it go. Okay, gentle sun salutation, adapted or accessible. You can do this seated, you can do this lying flat. Inhaling, take the arms up. Exhale, let them come down. And again, inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, soften the knees, come down. You might come down to the chair, to hands on a table, to hands on blocks. Then inhale, soften the knees, we're coming all the way back up. This isn't sun salutations, Helen. Well, it's our version. And let it go. And again, we're going to add something on. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, soften the knees, come all the way down, keeping the knees as bent as they need, hands on table, chair, wherever. This time coming halfway up. So inhale, come halfway. So you might lean on a kitchen counter, the back of a chair, or have your fingertips on blocks or on your thighs. Exhale, soften the knees, come down. Inhale all the way to the ceiling, arms in the air. Exhale. Down. Right, we'll do that once more with all of the bits. Inhale, arms up. Remember, you could be lying flat. Exhale, soften the knees. And if you're lying flat, take your knees to your chest. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, down. Inhale all the way up. Soften the knees. Reach for the sky. Exhale, down. Ooh, nice. Have a shimmy. Have a shimmy. That feels better for me already. I probably should have done that earlier in the week. Okay. We're going to play into the balance of balancing star, but you can do this lying flat as well. So taking the feet out, coming in, and toes might point out a bit, coming into your star pose. So soften the knees and push out, stretching out that light, that brightness into the world, and soften again. And do it lying flat, do it in a chair. Reach out, imagine light radiating out of your fingers. And I'm going to play into the balance. So shifting the weight from one foot into the other. And if you're lying flat, you can lift one foot up. And just playing with where that is. If your arms are aching, you can take them to hips. But notice, you don't have to keep one foot off the ground. You can keep the toe close. You can hold on to a chair. But noticing that balance. And even bend the knee and straighten it a little. And come back. Ooh. Balance is good. Balance is good to practice. I was having a conversation on Facebook with a member of the Zoom room about falling over in twirls. And yes, I fall over in twirls. That's okay. Other way. So shift the weight. Play. Play with it. Notice you might be quite sturdy. You might surprise yourself. Actually, given how tired I am, I'm quite surprised right now. But I have the ceiling by for emergencies. Bend the knee a little. Notice what that does and come back. Pause. Pause and linger. I'm going to do the same with a warrior 3, but you can do this lying down, standing using a chair. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Imagine it, visualize it, feel it through your body. So, you might want to block behind you, but first, lift one leg. Might come so that just the toes touch the mat or the floor or in front of the chair, and then lift. And in that dynamic way you did with the star, you might have to look in a single direction. So you're just lifting one leg. And then take that leg behind. So it might come back to the block or to the mat or just on the floor, and bring a little hinge at the hips. Doesn't matter how far you come down, you might hold onto a wall or a table or a chair. Might bend the knee. Embrace the wobble. A wobble is okay. It doesn't matter if you can't balance. Doesn't matter if your back leg is not straight, and it's fine to hold onto the chair. It's fine to stick your leg in the air if you're lying flat and do it that way. And pause. Ooh, it's quite strong on that standing leg, isn't it? Standing leg's going, what? Try the other side. So leg comes up first bit of balance, and take it back. So it might tap the floor or a block, might lift as you hinge. You might hold the chair. Embrace the wobble. It's okay. Beautiful. And come back. Oh, notice. Notice how that feels. Notice from that what you like and didn't like, what you want and didn't want, what you need and didn't need. Have a shimmy. Okay, before we lie down, we'll have a little breath of joy, yoga rogue style. Let's move that out of the way. So, you can do this lying down, you can do it seated, you can do it standing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, let them go. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, bring them back. Inhale, arms up. Soften the knees, hinge from the hips, and whoosh. Beautiful. Don't hold your breath. And at this point, you can be leaning on anything. And soften the knees, rise back up. Have a wiggle, and we'll do it once more. Inhale, arms up, reach. Exhale, soften and lower. Inhale, arms out. Open your chest. Shine out your light. Exhale, arms back. Inhale, arms up. Reach, be ready. Soften the knees, ready for the whoosh. Soften the knees, rise back up. Have a shimmy and a wiggle. Beautiful. Meet you down on the mat. I'm having my sheepskins back because they're comfortable. And a cup of tea on the way down. So resting back in your chair or on your mat. Perhaps you bring your knees into your chest. Have a little rock. Noticing how you are nervous systeming now. We'll have a twist. I make no apologies for the twists in every practice, I think. So you might have a cushion or a bolster between the legs or the thighs and tip over onto one side. And uncurl the top of the body. Let the shoulders roll out, stretch out. Doesn't matter how far, but sinking, softening, surrendering to the twist. And lingering here. And if your mind starts to get active on things for the day, bring it to the breath or scan through the body. Gently bring that arm back in. You can slow this bit down if you want and stay in the twists much longer. Bring the arm back in, come back to center, knees to chest. Take the whole body over to the opposite side. And then uncurl. Let the body fold out. Stretching out the arms. Surrendering to the twist. Surrender to softness. Lingering. Noticing. Squeezing every last moment from it. Bring that arm back across. Come back to center. And perhaps take a reclined butterfly, or a happy baby if you'd rather, but reclined butterfly, even using the bolster, soles of the feet together. Let the feet find their way, let the knees drop out onto the bolster if you have one. Let the arms drop out to one side. Sink and soften. Linger. And then either stay there or stretch the legs out into Shavasana with or without a bolster or cushion, or back in your chair. I'm going to sit up. I'd like you to be in the position that is most relaxing right now. Allowing softness to spread through the body. Softening through the muscles of the face. Intentionally letting them go. Softening through the neck, the shoulders, the arms and the hands. Softening through the chest, the belly. Softening through the pelvis and the hips. Softening through the legs and the feet and each toe. Actively softening through the whole body, whole being. And lingering there. Then bringing a little bit of wiggle to your toes, to your fingers. A little bit of gentle movement through the body. Soft. Deepening the breath. Perhaps taking a stretch. Maybe taking the intention of that awareness into your day and the question, what do I want? What do I need? What do I want? What do I need? And either staying there to rest longer or slowly, as you're ready, coming back to where we began. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Friday, and have a lovely day. I'll come and stop the live stream and check in the Zoom room. Hopefully the audio will have been okay today.